box office wise, I mean, we got 2 big films coming. Well, 3 if you're a big Jurassic Park fan or World fan next month. So, Superman, obviously, and Fantastic Four.
There's
sales,
some,
huh?
Yeah. So, I was looking at the pre-sale numbers so far for Superman, 140 to 185 million.
Jeez.
Compare that to Fantastic Four, 125 to 155 million. Superman is projected right now at 370 to 571 million domestic.
First week?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Fantastic Four projected at 277 to 395 million domestic. And the goal for Superman right now is 700 million.
Is that the break-even point?
Basically so that the film is, profitable.
Yeah.
Right. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you can get an exclusive July 8th ticket early screening through Fandango. So technically that bumps up the release date of Superman. Otherwise, you can see it on July 11th.
Like everybody else.
Is that something that you have to purchase through Fandango?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
but
exclusive,
if you're an Amazon Prime member, then you can purchase the early ticket.
I wonder. So would that be a streaming kind of situation?
No, I think
it's going to be theater,
only?
but it'll
Okay.
be like select theaters.
Good.
I'm not sure what it'll be like around
Like,
here,
it'd
but
be pirated to death.
Oh my
if it was
god! Yeah.
streaming.
The first day would just be
right.
You'd have it on the internet.
So be warned, if you're on Facebook before July 11th, you'll probably get it spoiled for you. So stay off social media.
Yep.
Which is a good
definitely
advice
after the 11th.
which is good advice for anybody, I think. But
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, July 25th. We've also got, they're going to be competing with Jurassic Park, How to Train Your Dragon. And,
the live action?
Yeah.
Okay.
And probably a few other things that I'm missing, but
I mean, like most films, they probably got to hit hard their first weekend because there's always a drop usually.
Right.
So especially with all these other films, like, because I mean, you still have ones hanging on. I think Sinners, Mission Impossible, obviously is still out there, and I'm hoping. I hope they'll all be successful.
Well,
mostly Fantastic Four, man.
We're definitely movie-wise, we'll be eating good this summer.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. That's like it's like the summer blockbusters back because I haven't really.
It does feel like it, yeah.
I mean, the Oppenheimer Barbie maybe was kind of that. I don't know. I didn't take part in both those films at the time.
Right.
Not in the same weekend. I know that was like the goal. I thought it was a fun campaign. It was
The Oppen
totally
Barbie?
fan made. I think
The Barbenheimer.
Yeah, Barbenheimer.
The Barbenheimer, yeah.
I don't think there's a name for these, but
Yeah.
I
am really looking forward to Superman.
Yeah.
Of course, we went just recently to Karate Kid Legends, which we've got a review out for now. And they had the trailer for Superman. My mom, who grew up on, or not really grew up, but like my mom and dad are the ones that got me into Superman to begin with. The Richard Donner, Christopher Reeves original back in the from the 70s or whatever.
Yep.
And she was excited for it. She's like, I think she even said that looks like the original.
Yeah.
Like pretty
Color
close to
palette
it.
and everything.
Yeah.
Like
And,
if the original was made today, it would look probably a lot like that.
Well, and I was skeptical too about the lead in it.
Oh yeah, same. Yeah.
But I think just from that one trailer, I guess it's the one that they show in theaters. It's the same one they show in theaters, but you've probably seen it on YouTube. Where he's sitting down doing the interview with Lois Lane.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be a good Clark Kent and Superman.
I do too. Yeah, I do. I mean, he was in Twisters last year. That was like my first exposure to him, and I didn't have like a huge part. I felt so.
And I loved Cavill's Superman. I just didn't like his Clark Kent.
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan of his Clark Kent, but
I don't think he had the time to really perfect it much either, because like BVS was like right out the gate, like boom, 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 boom. I did like his like reporting, like he was kind of being a detective going to Gotham and all that.
Yeah.
That was neat. But I mean, he looked great as Clark. I thought.
Oh yeah,
he didn't have an opportunity to find. Everything was going on. It was too much going on.
But I think though I think a good actor. I mean, even like the original Superman that we grew up in the 80s and all that stuff. It having that clumsy sense to you kind of it's almost like a mask in a way.
Oh yeah.
And it takes you away from like the superhero aspect, so he can turn on when he needs to be a leader, and then he can shut it off and just be this doofus. And it's purposefully like that. Which I think we're gonna see him even turn that on and off with the interview that he has with Lois Lane.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And stuff like that. And I think there's good chemistry there from what I'm seeing. But they said that he spent a lot of time watching the Donner films and all that stuff and getting used to kind of being clumsy and kind of that slapstick.
Yeah, I hope they balance it right. I felt Brandon Routh's Clark Kent balanced it right. Like it's like I don't want it to be too clumsy.
We never got a full feel for that though. I mean, it was just one movie, and then it was that was it. And I feel bad because I mean, he ended up getting some more stuff in the end with CW, but he never got the full Superman treatment, nor did they ever give him a chance, I don't think.
I think he could have. I think he was good, and he could have been even better with, more material to work with and so on. But I appreciated his Clark Kent. I don't know the reason when it kind of works, but some of it gets a little too freaking goofy. But I also know like his Superman films got more and more goofy overall.
Yeah.
So
they leaned heavily into the camp factor
for sure.
Later on.
Definitely.
I always thought Dean Cain made a really good Clark Kent too.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever like really the clumsy kind of reporter, but
him in the animated series gave us a cool Clark pretty much. But I get you want to distinguish both of them because otherwise it's more than the glasses that needs to pull off the disguise.
What's crazy is
imagine him being
And what's
Superman.
crazy is that when you watch these trailers and all that stuff, you see him and he's young, right? And he's tall. We know that he's tall. He's like, 6'4", 6'6", or something like that. Like one of the taller Supermans.
Yeah.
And then you hear him talk and his voice is so low. And you're like, okay, this makes sense. Like you need a resounding sound. And I was reading this week and stuff with interviews, and they said this is like basically year 3 for him.
Yeah.
Which makes him more vulnerable because he doesn't quite know his own powers yet. I am interested to see what they do. Oh God, the name escapes me right now. The guy that's always bald. That's his
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they do there because that's a really hard character to nail.
I think it's going to be the best performance out in the movies. Even Gene Hackman was great, but he was just kind of like
Gene Hackman's campy though.
Yeah, he just wanted land. But Nicholas Holt's not messing around. He's like, I'll kill your family. I'll do all this. Like it looks like in the trailer we've seen like Superman in like a enclosure. Like looks like Luthor's got this like prison of all these superhumans in it. But what's interesting is, Luthor was always intimidated by Superman, but in Gunn's world, the DC Studios world, whatever, I guess superheroes have been around 300 years. Like people have known about superheroes, or superhumans,
right?
So it's not like a whole new like basically Superman's got to stand out a lot more to be noticeable,
right?
Because it's like, and we see that with Nathan Fillion, his character.
I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah,
that's
make your move. What do you say? Make your move blue or something, or
make your move green or blue. Yeah,
blue. Yeah. That's great for him. He's getting a huge part in a big movie.
So. Yeah, but he always does. Like
he's great.
Even if he's got like a small bit part, he's always good.
Sure. Yeah,
he is.
I dig. We were talking about Cavill. So I don't know if you heard about this, but I guess the Snyder boys, fanboys, a faction of them, not all of them, they're trying to rally the troops through Twitter to boycott the film, like purposely just hurt its box office by reserving tickets and then not showing up or canceling. So it's so stupid, but they're hoping to flood the reviews with negative scores and so on.
For what purpose, though?
Because they want
just because
fail.
It's not
because they're
Cavill.
Upset still about Cavill not being able to continue. Which I was bummed too, but I'm not going to wish this to fail because I didn't get my way.
And Cavill's getting some stuff. He's getting some traction with Marvel right now, and I've heard that he's going to be in the next Marvel movie. So,
also, if you maybe add up his whole time as Superman, he's probably done the longest. I mean, aside from TV, but he had Man of Steel, BVS, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Although he doesn't come in until like, I don't know, the last two. But I wonder if he's got the most screen time as Superman than the others have. So either way, it's a win because you still got a lot more than, we weren't going to get. I mean, so yeah, in the long run, give this a chance, basically,
Yeah.
Well, and I like what they're doing with Superman here. I mean, they're using more of his powers. Like, the Superman that we had with Cavill was more raw.
Yeah.
And wasn't, like, trying to be comic book. It was more like
serious
James Bond superhero.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he didn't always use his laser beam eyes, or he didn't, he didn't fly up or anything like that. I mean, he had fast speed and all that stuff, but it wasn't like, hey, let's make use of his powers. It was just kind of like, he's a superhero, we already know that, and all that stuff, and that he can compete with everybody that's on the Justice League already.
Yeah.
But there was never like a showing off like we get here where, there's, I don't know if it's like droids or something like that he's destroying, but he just like starts spinning in a circle.
Oh, you're talking about the new Superman?
Yeah. Those laser beam eyes and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's like, it's almost like he used them for the first time because he's got the red mark around his eyes. So I wonder if that's playing in.
And the healing with the sunlight and all that stuff. We did get it with Cavill, but that was like in outer space. This is like, he got beat to crap and needed to be fixed up. And,
but it's nice that it's like, it's always been peaceful, Superman healing with the sun rays, which I think in the end it is, but this one's really raw itself because, he's in tremendous pain, and so he's screaming because his body's like healing and coming back, and so I know they were like, God, that's weak, man, but Gunn responded to these fools basically saying, I will survive, not sure these 8 people will impact much. I don't know.
I really been a Marvel fanboy for the longest time, but I really want to see DC succeed.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that this works out good.
I mean, they had a great first start before Marvel could catch up, right? I mean, you had Batman, you had the Batman franchise, Catwoman was great, and I'm kidding. You had Superman.
It's going to be tough with James Gunn because, I mean, he can do, like, this has a little bit of a Guardians of the Galaxy feel to it. How do you change tone? How do you change pace when you've got now Wonder Woman and then Batman? Batman's going to be tough because we've had how many Batmans now?
Yeah,
and they're all dark. And Gunn, I mean, Guns can do dark, but how is the overall tone going to be? Is it going to be more like a 1960s kind of Batman? Is it going to be more detective? Is it going to be grittier? And then how are they going to be able to intertwine those two together?